Hello, my Mayflowers. Welcome back to my channel. It's Ari May here, and this is a video my friend Sammy wrote because the other day I was kind of like, oh well, I'm out of video ideas, so I was asking a few of my friends and I was posting around on Facebook about like just video topics. Like, oh, well, what's some? And I had a few friends really suggest some awesome video topics to me. So I'm not really sure. I know what I'm going to talk on this video. I may kind of ramble on a little bit, but yeah, this is. I'm going to title this "Worry About Yourself: Trans Tips." Because transgender tips, obviously. So this video I'm going to talk about how, like, just worry about yourself. Since I started being myself every day, I have never been happier in my life. I have been the happiest I am in a very long time. I mean, yeah, you have to deal with, like, struggles. You have to deal with, like, people dropping you. Like, my family, I have a few family members who, like, I've talked about that on my other videos. I don't even need to go into it anymore. You guys have learned enough about my family and my story, so just, like, certain family members who drop you, and it's just, like, I mean, does not, just because you are being yourself every day doesn't mean people should drop you, but people are going to drop you regardless. People aren't, not all people are as open to things as others, so you just have to take the good with the bad here. And I have never been happier since I started being myself. Some people, when you start being yourself every day, some people, whether you're a trans guy starting to be a guy every day finally, and like you cut your hair short and you start being just yourself every day, or whether you're a trans woman and you finally start being yourself every day, you start wearing makeup, you start letting your hair grow out, you start wearing wigs, extensions, whatever you want to do, start dressing like your real self. And people are going to call you self-centered, but this doesn't mean you're self-centered. It means you're finally focusing on yourself, and it finally means you're being happy and being who you want to be. So it does not mean you're self-centered. It means you are finally focusing on the one person in your life that you should always focus on, yourself. And it may seem self-centered to start being who you are, but it doesn't. Like I said, I've talked about it a few moments ago. It does not mean you're self-centered at all. So if anyone wants to call you self-centered for being who you are, let them. They're the ones who are selfish and self-centered because they're thinking of themselves. Like, oh, well, why are you trying to do this to other people? Why you only think about yourself? Why don't you think of everybody else? They're the ones being self-centered. They're the ones being selfish. You have to worry about you. In this life, you only have one. There is only one of you. You only have one life. No matter what your beliefs are, this is our plane of existence. This is all we'll ever know. So you have to worry about yourself. It's not a crime to worry about yourself. It's not a crime to put yourself in front of others. Because if you're trans, then you spent years putting others before yourself. You spent years living a lie. You spent years living trapped. There's no reason for you to feel trapped like that. You should not live a lie for other people. So technically everyone else has been committing a crime and being self-centered by making you feel like this and telling you things like, oh, well, you're fine. Like, when you're growing up and you're different and you're trying to come to terms with everything and you're dealing with dysphoria and depression and anxiety and everything else, it's just like, I mean, people are going to tell you, like, oh, it's fine, we understand what you're going through. No. No one understands what a trans person is going through unless you are another trans. Everybody's situation is different. Every trans has a different situation. Some have more rougher situations than others. Some have it a little bit easier. But regardless, we all go through a struggle. We all go through difficulties. And it's just like, yeah. So live who you are. Live as who you are. Don't live a lie. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Enjoy your life. You're only going to have one of these. So, yeah. Like I said, it's not a crime to put yourself before others, because for years, whenever you start transitioning like me, I am almost 20. I'll be 20 in 2 months. So, for 20 years almost, I have put everybody else before myself. Everybody, my family, my friends, strangers, my neighbors, I put everybody before myself. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Neither should you. It's not a crime to be who you are. It's not a crime to be yourself. Do not be afraid to be who you are. Do not be afraid to express who you are. No matter what you are, whether you are trans. Like I said, this video is going to be titled, Worry About Yourself, Trans Tips. But it doesn't matter who you are, whether you are different, like whether you are a straight guy who wants to start doing drag, people are going to give you shit for that. Whether you are afraid to come out as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or whether you're just whatever the situation is. I can sit here and go on. There's a million different situations, but the bottom line is, Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to express yourself. If you're different, that makes you awesome. If we were all the same, this would be the most boring planet. I've said that before in my videos, and I'll say it again. We are not all meant to be the same. We are not all meant to be alike. We are meant to be who we are. You don't have a choice of the way you're born. You don't have a choice of the way you are. If you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, you don't have a choice of that. It's not like you just woke up one day and said, oh, hey, I decided I want to like the same gender, or I want to like both genders. That's not how it works. If you're trans, like I've had some people tell me lately that like, if you're like, oh, well, just like they refuse to refer to me as she, so they'll be like, take him to the doctors, he'll be fine. No, and it's she, not her, not him, and it's her, not he. But yeah, like people just be like, oh, they're fine, just go to the doctors, you'll whatever. No, that's not how it works. You don't wake up and say, oh, hey, you know, I'm just want to be I want to be the other gender one day. I won't. It's not like you just wake up one day and be like, open your eyes and like, oh, hey, I decided I want to be a guy when I was born a girl, or I want to be a girl when I was born a guy. That's not how it works. You are who you are. There is no changing that. You are born how you are. Doesn't matter what the situation is. So, like I said, just never be afraid to express yourself. You have to worry about you. No one else. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about others. No matter what others say to you, everyone will always try to put you down. Everyone will always try to make it about themselves. Be like, oh, well, how can you put us all through this? No. You have to worry about yourself. Well, I keep going on and on about this video, but I've pretty much got my point out there. You have to worry about yourself. It's not a crime to put yourself in front of others for once. You're not self-centered if you want to start being who you are. Others are the ones who are being self-centered for making you feel like you can't be yourself. It's not selfish. It's called living your life and being who you want to be. Alrighty, all my Mayflowers. Well, I really hope you enjoyed my advice video. People asked me to make this for a little while, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video topic. Bye, everyone. Love you.